Hi guys, my name is Natalia and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be talking about fantasy books that are set to be published this summer. So I've been seeing what kind of books come out this summer, and I just noticed that there's a lot of really intriguing fantasy books that I definitely want to dive into. So I've made a list and I want to share it with you so that maybe you can also expand your summer TBR a little bit. I thought I will start with the book that I actually was lucky enough to read because I received an ARC, Advanced Reader's Copy. That book is called A Spell to Wake the Dead. So it is a YA fantasy, but it also has some elements of horror and mystery. So it is a little bit spooky. I rated this book 4.5 stars. I actually really enjoyed it. The premise of the book is that we've got these two best friends, Nora and Mazzy, and they dabble in witchcraft and they sometimes do spells together. So one day they go to the beach and they perform a spell, and right after that they end up finding a dead body, but it's missing its hands and teeth. So it just seems very weird and mysterious. Soon they find themselves entangled in this really creepy mystery that involves even more bodies, a witchy cult, sacrifices, rituals, ghostly voices, and more. So I would say it's supernatural murder mystery, and it also involves this really creepy secret society. So the atmosphere is really eerie and immersive. I feel like it's actually perfect fall read. So actually this book is set to come out at the end of the summer on the 26th of August. So I feel like it's actually perfect because we will be transitioning into fall slowly by that time. So I feel like this is a perfect fall read actually. I thought the mystery was well written. I actually originally thought it's going to be quite predictable, but I actually ended up being surprised by the ending. It was really fast-paced and action-packed. I just had so much fun reading this story. There is a tiny little bit of romance, but it's definitely not overpowering the story. It's not the focus of this story. The focus is the creepy, witchy mystery. Yeah, I feel like if you're in a mood for something spooky and mysterious, then you should definitely give it a chance. So this was the only book on this list that I've actually read. I have not read all the other books, but they do seem really promising. First of all, we've got A Witch's Guide to Magical Inkeeping by Sangu Mandana. So this is the same author that wrote this book, which is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, and I love this book so much. I read it last year and yeah, it was one of my top reads. I feel like it was just so relatable and it was just really cute and cozy. So now she's coming up with another cozy fantasy, but this one is different. So both of them are standalones. You don't have to read The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches to read this one, but it does give off similar vibes. So again, we follow a witch, and again it's a very cozy setting. So in this book we follow a girl named Sarah. I think that's how it's pronounced. Anyway, so she used to be one of the most powerful witches, but then she brought her aunt back from the dead, and because of that she lost her power. And now she just spends her time running this magical inn. And then this magical historian named Luke shows up, and he will try to help her find a spell to restore her magic. And obviously some feelings will start to develop. It does have some romance in it as well. So I feel like if you're in a mood for something a little bit more cozy, something that will just make you smile and make you feel warm inside, and some really cute soft romance, then I feel like this might be a perfect read for you. And also its expected publication date is the 15th of July. Okay, so now we covered some cute and cozy fantasy. Let's get back to some action-packed fantasy that will make your jaw drop. And a book that comes out pretty soon, actually. And the book that I really want to read is A Dance of Lies. So this is Romantasy, basically, that talks about spies, court politics, and all of that. So our protagonist is a former court dancer, but she was thrown into prison for a crime that she actually didn't commit. Now the king, the one that threw her into prison, wants her to become his personal spy to earn her freedom. And also apparently there is a morally gray rival king who might be her only shot at surviving. So I feel like he might be the love interest. I don't know. It sounds really interesting. I do like a good fantasy with some really interesting politics and some high stakes, and this sounds so exciting. And you can read it pretty soon because this book comes out on the 10th of June. Okay, now let's move into some dark academia fantasy. I love a good dark academia book. And this one is written by R.F. Kuang. I feel like it's a very highly anticipated book by a lot of people. It's called Katabasis. I know there's a discussion of how this should be pronounced. However, I watched some videos of people that either studied Greek or are actually Greek, because this is a word of Greek descent. So they say that it should be pronounced Katabasis. I know some people say Katabasis. Anyway, this is not a channel about pronunciation, so I'll be just saying Katabasis. So this book involves basically a trip to hell. So we've got this girl named Alice Law, and she is a grad student, and she is working under this very powerful magician. But her professor dies in sort of a magical accident, and he ends up in hell. So, obviously she feels so bad that she decides to go and rescue him from hell. And she's also got academic rival whose name is Peter, and he has the same idea. So they decide to team up and go to hell together to rescue their professor. Now I know some people do a list of books that you should read before reading Katabasis, something like that. Honestly, I think I'm just going to go into it. Unless I'm finding it really hard to understand, then maybe I might do some more research. But yeah, I'm hoping it will not be that hard to understand, because this is what people that have read the ARC said. It can be a bit hard to get into it if you do not understand some of the references, etc., etc. But yeah, anyway, it sounds so interesting that I have to read it anyway, so we'll see. Its expected publication date is 26th of August, which is actually one day before my birthday, so it kind of feels like a birthday gift to me. Anyway, let's get into the next book. This one is a little dark. It's like a horror, fantasy horror. The title is The Bewitching, and its expected publication date is the 15th of July. So this book involves witches and curses and generational trauma, and we follow 3 women across 3 different timelines. So we've got Minerva, a grad student in the 90s who is researching a forgotten horror author. And then we've got Beatrice, that very author, whose college roommate vanished in the 1930s. And then we also follow Nana Alba, who is Minerva's great-grandmother, and who also had her own brush with witches. So yeah, Minerva will be trying to dig deeper into her family story and her family's secrets and all of that. So it sounds like really interesting. I just love like witchy horror, so I'm really excited for this one to come out. Okay, so now let's throw in something that's like a mix between Romantasy and dark academia and magic. And the book is called Arcana Academy, and its expected publication date is 22nd of July. In this book, we follow Clara, who's like a magic thief, and she is caught using illegal tarot cards, and she's basically on her way to prison forever. But she kind of gets a deal from this mysterious, broody headmaster of Arcana Academy. He wants her to perform like some task, steal some cards from a king. And, you know, if she manages to do that, she will basically walk free. And also, in order to do that, she has to actually pretend to be his fiance. So we've got this like fake dating trope, which I honestly kind of am really excited for. So yeah, it just sounds like very fun romantasy in an academic setting. It also sounds like it's got like pretty high stakes, so I feel like it will be a very exciting read. The next fantasy book that I'm really excited for is called Rose in Chains, and also let's talk about the cover because the cover is so beautiful. It really caught my eye. Well, I'm actually not sure about the publication date because like different sources just tell me different things and I'm confused now, but it's going to come out like early July. So our protagonist's kingdom falls and her brother, who was the heir to the throne, is killed. So now her people end up either becoming killed or enslaved, and that includes her. So she is captured, stripped of her magic, and sold at auction to this guy that she actually used to have a crush on, apparently. And he is like some high-ranking soldier enemy from a powerful magical family. So yeah, it sounds again like it's focused on a lot of politics and possibly some enemies to lovers and forced proximity. So yeah, it sounds quite intense, which is what I love. Like I just love these like action-packed romantasy books. Like these are my favorites, so I'm just so happy that so many of them are coming out. Okay, the last book on my list is Bury Our Bones in Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. Now I've actually read this year The Invisible Life of Adi LaRue by the same author, and I loved it. Now it is a bit slow, and I feel like this one will be slow as well, but it's very beautifully written. It's really thought-provoking and lyrical. So this one is giving me like similar vibes, but obviously the story and the setting are completely different. In Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, we follow 3 women across 3 timelines. Now I know there was the book The Bewitching that also like follows 3 women across different timelines, so it might sound similar, but they are very different because the Bewitching, it has like this focus on this creepy mystery. You know, this one just basically talks about the lives of these women and focuses on such issues as immortality or their identity and all of that. Yes, I mean, it's just like a dark fantasy with a touch of horror and some historical layers. Like I said, I do think that it will be rather slow, probably. Okay, it's got like 560 pages. Yeah, I feel like it will be quite slow and the writing will be very lyrical, but if you are into that kind of stuff, I think you should definitely check it out. I will check it out solely because I really loved The Invisible Life of Adi LaRue and I loved V.E. Schwab's writing. I thought it was very unique and beautiful, so yeah, I'm just really excited to check out her new book and see whether I like it or not. Okay guys, so these were all the fantasy books that are set to come out this summer that I'm really anticipating and I will definitely end up reading at some point. So of course there's also a few books from other genres that I'm really excited for, but there just weren't like enough of them for me to make an actual video, but there were quite a few fantasy books, so that's why I made this video with a focus on fantasy books. And anyway, I feel like at the end of the day, it is my favorite genre, so I'm just really happy for all these releases. And yeah, let me know what summer releases are you most excited for. And that's basically it. Don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!